Imagine the final secret of ancient Egypt still lying buried beneath our feet. Not a legend, not a myth. A real tomb, untouched for 2,000 years. And inside, ... The last pharaoh of Egypt, Cleopatra. She seduced empires. She defied Rome. She died a queen. And yet we have never found her grave, until now. Because 13 meters beneath the Egyptian desert, archaeologists have just discovered something impossible. A perfectly carved tunnel through solid rock over a kilometer long. A geometric miracle, they call it. And it might just lead to Cleopatra's long-lost tomb. This isn't a story about the past. It's happening right now. And the final chapter of Cleopatra's life may finally be about to be uncovered. In the epic of human history, few names burn as brightly or as mysteriously as Cleopatra, the last pharaoh of Egypt. A queen with the mind of a scholar, the charm of a goddess, and the strategy of a warlord. Her love affairs rocked Rome. Her death ended an empire. And yet, her final resting place has been missing for over 2,000 years. Most thought it was lost forever, buried beneath collapsed cities and sunken harbors. A dead end in the sand. Until now. Because one woman, a former lawyer turned archaeologist, followed a hunch no one else dared to chase, and found a tunnel so extraordinary it has changed everything we thought we knew. This is the real-life treasure hunt for the most powerful woman of the ancient world, and the discovery that might finally solve one of history's greatest mysteries. The last pharaoh, Cleopatra, the seventh, wasn't just a queen. She was a force of nature, the last ruler of Egypt before it was swallowed by Rome. She wasn't Egyptian by blood. Her family came from Greece. But she was the first in her dynasty to become Egyptian. She spoke the language, performed sacred rituals, declared herself the living goddess Isis. Rome called her dangerous, seductive, a sorceress. But the truth? She was brilliant, fluent in 9 languages, a skilled diplomat, a master economist, a naval strategist, and she stood toe-to-toe with Julius Caesar and then with Mark Antony. Together, she and Antony ruled from Alexandria, daring to challenge Octavian Caesar's heir. But their love became their doom. In 31 BCE, their fleets were crushed at the Battle of Actium. Rome closed in. Antony, tricked into thinking Cleopatra was gone, took her own life. She followed shortly after choosing to lost her own life over being paraded as a Roman trophy. According to legend, she died in her mausoleum by the bite of an asp, surrounded by gold and incense. Octavian allowed her a royal burial next to Antony, and then silence. No tomb, no map, no inscription, just legend. The woman who wouldn't let it die fast forward 2,000 years. Most believed Cleopatra's tomb had been lost beneath Alexandria, swallowed by earthquakes and tsunamis. Case closed. But Dr. Kathleen Martinez didn't buy it. A criminal lawyer from the Dominican Republic. She saw Cleopatra's disappearance as the ultimate cold case. Her theory? Cleopatra wouldn't have chosen a doomed city for her eternal rest. She would have picked a place sacred, protected, divine, and that led her to a crumbling temple forgotten by time, Taposiris Magna, the great tomb of Osiris. A temple tied to Cleopatra's religion, a shrine to the god Osiris, a place where Isis, Cleopatra's divine counterpart, was worshipped. And if Antony was Osiris, Cleopatra would be Isis, buried together in a temple to the gods they believed they had become. Martinez followed the clues, studied the records, and finally, in 2005, got permission to dig. What she found would shock the world. Taposiris Magna speaks the site looked like a ruin, forgotten, ravaged by time. But beneath the dust, secrets waited. Her team uncovered burial shafts, Greco-Roman tombs with gold-intoned mummies. A rare ritual meant to help the dead speak to Osiris in the afterlife. They found coins with Cleopatra's face, 337 of them. They found statues of Isis, amulets of Hathor, and a mysterious marble bust of a royal woman with a crown. Was it Cleopatra? Experts debated, but one thing was clear. This wasn't just another temple. It was a royal necropolis, and Cleopatra's shadow was everywhere. But the biggest surprise was still buried deep below. The tunnel in 2022, something miraculous happened. 13 meters underground, the team hit stone. But not just any stone, a tunnel, 1,305 meters long, perfectly straight, chiseled with impossible precision. Experts called it a geometric miracle, on par with ancient engineering legends like the Tunnel of Eupolinos. But this one led under a temple tied to Cleopatra herself. Why build a mile-long tunnel under a shrine to Osiris? Martinez believes it's part of a sacred funerary complex, possibly a hidden path to the tomb. Parts of it are now flooded, possibly since the earthquakes of the 1300s. But that's good news. If looters never got in, the tomb may still be intact. If Cleopatra is anywhere, she may be beyond that water, waiting. Clues that whisper her name. Let's take stock of the evidence. A temple dedicated to Osiris. Statues of Isis. Elite Greco-Roman burials from Cleopatra's era. Mummies with golden tongues. Coins with her face. A royal bust, possibly hers. And now a sealed, mysterious tunnel. Each clue alone. Interesting. Together, unforgettable. A silent map. A buried story. A puzzle thousands of years in the making. And the deeper they dig, the louder her name seems to echo. Obstacles and believers, not everyone agrees. Skeptics still believe her tomb sank with Alexandria. Some say the artifacts don't prove enough. The marble head doesn't match her coins, they argue. But here's the truth. Kathleen Martinez is closer than anyone's ever been. She's been digging for 20 years, often on her own dime. And she says she'll keep digging for 40 more if she has to. Water has made the site dangerous and slow. Underwater archaeology is the next frontier. But the discoveries keep coming. Even if Cleopatra isn't buried here, the work has already rewritten what we know about her world. And if she is, it would be the greatest archaeological discovery of the 21st century. The quest for Cleopatra is no longer a myth. It's a real dig, with real tools, real clues, and a team chasing the truth beneath the sand and sea. If her tomb is found, it will rewrite history, not just because of who she was, but because of what she represents. A woman erased by her enemies, a queen recast as a villain, a goddess whose voice was silenced, until now. The desert is whispering again, and somewhere beneath the ruins of Taposiris Magna, Egypt's last pharaoh may be waiting to rise. What do you think lies beyond the flooded tunnel? Is Cleopatra finally ready to reveal her final secret? Hit that like if this story fascinated you. Subscribe for more real-life mysteries from History's Edge. And drop your theory in the comments. Is the Queen of the Nile just inches away from being found? The sand still holds its breath. Will you?